And I'm up.
Nice.
Alright, I'm going to assume your recording has had time to start by now, which means
Yes.
we're good to go. As I was saying, you were watching people in the arena last time. And so I believe we'll go ahead and pick up with the party, leaving the arena as Emrys showed up in time for just the finale.
Woo!
As you are now standing with the party, including 3 quite overwhelmed kids. Sorrow, who seems more used to this kind of thing. And the 4 Lucasi, who I don't know how she's reacting to this, and the 2 pairs.
She's stunned. Like, as I mentioned yesterday, yes, one of her favorite terrains is cities, so she's not uncomfortable in cities like a lot of rangers are, but this is a lot, even for her. She's like, haha. What? Why is it so tall? Cities aren't be this tall. Why is it so big? Why are the streets this wide? And Valen's like, oh, you were not in Vasina. And she's like, no, I wasn't. Thank you.
Vasina, which also had streets like this,
Mm-hmm.
and was also generally 2 or 3 stories tall. Like, actually, that's a good way to put most of the Tiris that isn't the big downtown area, is Vasina if it wasn't wrecked.
Which is a little that is not as overwhelming for Valence, but it's still like it still kind of stuns him a little.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine and Lucasi though are still like
Mm-hmm. To be fair, Duazzle is mostly 2 stories.
there's a lot of people here.
That is very true. Well, we pick up with the party leaving the arena. That was
Indeed.
something. Yeah, that was more impressive than when me and Louis fought.
You fought Louis?
When what?
Oh yeah, that's how I managed to win the tournament and take the princess to the ball.
Why were you fighting Tenny's dad?
Because I was like trying to challenge Tenny, but he was like undercover or something. So he had phoned his dad for help for some other reason. So I dueled like the newest Sienna anyway, and so we had an amazing, impressive
yes.
fight.
My Cassian raises his fingers to air quotes brother,
Yeah, him.
who I have never spoken to.
Yup.
Him.
I dueled him for a bit, and that's how I won the tournament and took the princess to the ball. She was somewhat upset. It was glorious.
Yeah, Jay, I bet she was hoping for it. Someone a little less short.
I thought you were gonna say wild, but I mean, from what Cassie's told me, I won't be this short for very long.
No, you won't.
You've
Riza
already
looks
got
concerned.
Oh my god, he did. Jay.
Yeah?
Jay, you're already taller.
Yeah! My power grows!
Run, Riza, run. Listen, Riza, you still have the power to cut him off at the knees.
No. No, we're going to go with... No.
Wait a second. Emrys, do you have a reduced person spell?
Not prepared, I don't.
That won't work then.
Hang on. I have to check what spell this is on. Damn it.
Hmm?
Cassie
it's not
doesn't.
on the
It's not a
bard.
bard spell. He could have Sienna slotted it. Alas, it's not on his list.
Just Sienna slot from the sorcerer list. That's fine.
That is not how Sienna's work.
Not unless you're a Sienna sorcerer. looks at
Yeah.
Which is
Caspian and
terrifying.
Emrys still lacks a ship name.
What?
Not unless you're Sienna Sorcerer, looks at Caspian and Emrys still lacks a ship name.
Their names just don't go together well.
They go together one way, but it's like too similar to Cassie or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's on the agenda now?
Well, at some point, we're going to go see my parents, but I'm guessing that you wouldn't like to do that so soon.
No. I'd like to pick my job off the floor plate first.
Yes, that might be good. So long as you seem intelligent and presentable, I think it will go just fine.
I don't think I'm presentable at all.
You're normally quite presentable. I don't know if you're... Although, having your
Cassandra,
jaw on the
what?
floor...
What do you want?
I'm just enjoying a cup of tea. That's
Where
fine
did you
me.
get that?
Don't worry about it.
Where did she get that? Like, the thing back to Emrys.
I don't know. There are some places that sell them, but she'd generally have to walk into a building. She's Cassandra. She might have done that and we wouldn't have noticed. Cassie with her like stealth of a bajillion. She could have.
Yeah, we just put her cloak on a broom and she walked off.
I am inclined to not believe you.
Who's Cassie?
I'm inclined to not believe you, but I also know that that could well be true.
Valence pulls out a broom from behind him and spins it around a couple of times before putting it back in Cassie's bag of holding. You see, how can I be presentable when they can do that?
To be fair, I'm fairly certain it isn't what happened, because she would have been flabbergasted about something in the store, I'm pretty sure.
What, are your stores different? What do you put in them?
Vending machines.
No.
That was objectively the funniest thing I could have said, though.
Yes. Well, those generally have...
Vending
It
machines.
depends on how showy the shop in question was. Magical heating devices, crystal tables...
How cheap are these crystals in comparison to stone or wood?
It depends on the size, shape, and amount of magic. Near the center of the city, with all of the magic we sort of flowed into the area, often cheaper than stone. They're significantly lighter, though.
I'm going to scream.
Most places don't actually use them for furniture, as they're not particularly comfortable and tend to get cold, but they're definitely pretty for places like stores.
I am going to scream.
I think you actually have some of the original elven versions. Your rapier and arrow,
Yes.
they function
Well,
similarly.
he'll pull out the crystal. It's just one object.
But it can become others. That's the thing
Yes.
with the elven
no,
ones.
that's what I mean.
That's true. I suppose we have a lot of it here. We traded some of the malleability for ease of use. Caspian would know this. Elven singing crystals can be reshaped fairly easily. It's not uncommon for powerful elves to, for example, have a bow and just say, "Give me 5 minutes," and walk back in with a spear.
Mm-hmm. The point he was trying to make was she referred to his arrow and rapier in the plural as if they were separate objects, and he's like, it's the same object. That is the whole point he is trying to make.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Silly me. Yeah,
I think you just like to explain things.
She looks aside like... Yes, I do. Like,
He'll
she's
pat
doing
her
the, like...
shoulder, like, good-naturedly, like, I know, I'm fond of it.
She smiles slightly. Emerus, the humiliation of someone understanding me in public.
It seems, Emrys, you've had to submit to the mortifying ordeal of being known.
I suppose so?
I get out of it by having all my brothers do it for me.
What do you mean?
She'll just motion at Valence, who everyone knows when no one knows Lucasi. She's like, haha, I'm the winner. Or Aquila Bader when she goes with him. No one speaks to Lucasi, everyone speaks to Aquila Bader. She's like, haha, no one has to know anything about me.
Well, anyway, you all wanted to go shopping?
I think we should go shopping.
Well, if you
Oh,
want...
Deacon's gonna know.
We went to him first.
Yeah.
Emerus will start leading you through the city. Further out to some of the more shopping-y areas with a whole bunch of various smaller stores. Well, we're reaching the area that we might be more interested in, which is most stores sell magic items of some variety, but more traditional ones. As you walk past, there is a store with a curl whip just placed over the,
Hang on, you need to come back.
Come back.
As she leads you further in, you will walk past what appears to be a whip store.
Great.
A store for various types of magical whips.
Great. Cassie will
Great.
walk faster.
Not for bondage things, like legitimate weapons.
He doesn't care.
You're
He
the
doesn't want
only
Emrys
one here
getting
proficient.
He doesn't want Emrys getting any ideas for joke gifts.
I wouldn't spend that much money. The whips in there are expensive.
I'm walking faster, Emrys.
I know you.
What does that mean?
I know why you're walking faster.
Because I know you. Can you two please have this conversation over your telepathic bond or whatever?
Emrys will look. Emrys has the look of I'm debating being a gremlin. Does Emrys want the last laugh? Yes. Over the telepathic bond, she'll say, besides, those are somewhat clunky. If I was going to make that sort of gift, I'd go for one of the shorter, stiffer ones.
I'm going back to Duazil, Emrys. I'm returning to Duazil. It was very nice seeing Tiris, but unfortunately I have to go home. I believe I hear my father calling. Goodbye. He makes no move to do anything.
Emrys will, pouting eyes in his direction for a split second or so. I do have good news. Emrys didn't actually know the word for crop.
That's good, I'm glad. Casme does give Cassie a please control your court wizard look.
Bold of you to assume that I can.
Just don't pay her. You guys are getting paid?
In the lake. But other than that, I don't think we really have been, other than splits.
Cassie, what are you paying me with?
Just stares.
He chooses to take that as an invitation for him to wink and keep walking.
Stares into the camera.
Riza sighs and Luke looks confused.
Jay's on a rooftop somewhere.
Yeah, you have no idea where Jay went.
Lucasi gave up on watching for him after about 2.5 seconds of Tiris. She's like, I can't do this. I can't.
Poof goes the jailing. He's gone.
Well, I suppose we should get to shopping.
I suppose so. Emrys will lead you past the whip store and deeper into the group of buildings which seem to have more two-story stores, which are more 2 or 3-story stores, which are far more normal for you guys. In the style of 1 floor is store, 2nd floor, 2nd, and in Tiris, often 2nd and 3rd, are housing.
Mm-hmm.
And as she reaches near the center of the district, she'll sort of hold out her arms and say, well, you can read all of the signs, so I think you all can take it from here.
Emrys, I have a new Tiris question. What's the literacy rate?
Oh, everyone.
Fuck you. No, it's not.
Excuse me?
Give me a real answer.
Oh, no. Everyone.
But
Generally, it's the people who struggled with reading who were able to tell and won't be able to cast magic, but almost all of them managed to at least get past the reading portion.
But how? How do you do that?
Well,
The monumental effort needed to teach everyone is what? How?
well, we teach everyone magic. Teaching them reading is the first step.
I kind of didn't parse that. I guess everyone.
Yes.
Cassie.
Hello? That's
Cassie,
me.
what plane are we on?
I'm not sure we're on the material plane. But I don't know enough about the
Fuck.
planes to say where we are, so...
The fuck? Caspian, where are we? Tiris, I suppose. Everyone?
Yes, dear. Everyone.
That's nice.
Yes.
Does that mean books are cheaper here?
Oh, yes. We haven't... Copying them is still somewhat difficult, but we do have quills that will do that on their own.
Lucas is
Perhaps
going
I should
to
buy you one.
immediately go find a bookstore. It's like, oh fuck, I gotta stock up.
Perhaps I should get you one to copy your stories. Come, let's see if we can
Caspian
find
noises.
one. And she will take him by the hand and start dragging him deeper into the city, which leaves...
She needs to do no dragging.
leading, then.
Yes.
Which leaves... Cassie, Valence, Riza, and
And
Luke.
What the fuck is Soren?
What the fuck is Jay?
Oh,
cares
Jay
what
is doing Jay things. Soren has screwed off to both find Drow and learn that battle magic isn't useful to learn.
And probably find a pair of sunglasses to buy.
Yeah, that too.
Magic ones, probably.
How much do magic sunglasses cost?
How long did he spend looking for a Drow store?
Good question. I don't know.
Well, I
would-
do need
I
to
would
know that
assume-
question to answer your
I
first
would assume
one.
it would be long enough to find one because they're going to be the ones who sell that kind of item.
Not necessarily.
Hmm.
But they would sell it cheaper to a fellow Drow, because most of the Drow in Tiris are men. It's about 90%. Which is like,
That
You
doesn't
know-
I'm a
surprise
dude,
me.
you're a dude, you look like you just left the matriarchy. Here, have a discount. Screw women,
Here-
am I right?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay. Probably a little while then.
Say, two drow men waving to each other from across the Tiresian street. Same weird drow! Same weird drow!
Same trauma.
Same backstory! Same backstory!
Okay, send a okay. Check where in your recording this is, because we need to make a clip of that.
It doesn't display how long I've been recording on mine.
Alright, well, for mine, it's 21... It's around 21 minutes, so
Well,
let's
write
send
that
it into
shit down,
general.
Seven.
So we'll send it into general,
In general.
or
Put in voice channel.
voice channel. How do you spell like that? Cause this feels like a fun clip, you know?
It does.
Mhm. So yeah, how long does that take and how much does it cost?
A while. There aren't that many Drow, and they're kind of hard to
Mhm.
find because they're distinctly not in the Elven section of Tiris, which means they're just sort of
Yeah, that's
scattered
fair.
everywhere else. Which,
Me too.
It's not surprised that the drow don't really want to hang out with the other elves.
yeah,
That wouldn't go over big with anyone.
no. So it takes them a while.
Come
back.
back, Evan.
So it takes him a while to find another Drow, but when he does, because some people might just stock sun-blocking things. Plenty of races are light-sensitive, although not as much as many of the Underdark races. But he'll eventually find a store that is also run by a male Arcanist or at least wizard Drow. Actually, he's a wizard. But male mage Drow who's like, you just left the matriarchy. Wonderful! Here, have these on the cheaps. They run 1,000 gold because of your
Nice.
discount from your
Nice.
fellow screw women Drow. Actually, don't do that. That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
They get you!
Great.
Captain Candy. That's how they get you.
I suppose that really did happen in Caspian's case, huh?
Yeah, it's not like he minds.
Yeah. So that's where Sorn went. Jay has vanished. Via the powers of Jay,
Well.
which leaves Cassie and Valence with Reese and Luke. As, well,
I suppose that just leaves
sort
us.
of here, but she's also
Yep.
wandered off to go find maybe some nice priestly items.
Hell yeah, Zaro.
What do we want to look for first?
I have no idea.
No idea. I was surprised when you gave me the adamant armor, so...
Luke, come on, we're in Tiris. You gotta get a souvenir.
I don't know if I could afford any of it.
That's what the party fund is for.
But...
You think Lucasi's got money? We paid for her stuff too.
Alright.
I'm sorry to report, Luke, but you're traveling with adventurers now. Our budget's ridiculous.
I'm a noble, it's not that surprising.
Yeah, but like, for magic items.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I guess you guys don't need to worry about, like, most of the...
We will.
Yeah.
We're just pretending we don't have to for now. Well, that's what I'm doing. I don't know what Cassie's doing.
Everyone turns to look at Cassie.
Cassie is no longer standing there.
Cassie! Cassie?
She's gotten distracted by a shop or something.
Everyone
I
stop.
don't know.
I've lost my very small item.
Fuck you too.
Found her.
She's right behind him.
I knew they'd get you.
I suppose that it worked.
Who was that? Who's sipping?
Cassie.
Who was she sipping?
Angry sip.
Hi. I thought I lost you in the crowd and I didn't know where to go.
Are you really that directionless without her?
You know what? I don't need your sass, young man. And no, I'm not. I just don't know what I'm doing right this very instant in the middle of Paris.
That's fair. Reason would also have trouble figuring out what to buy without me. No, it's that you impulse buy things, and you never buy anything. You forget that we have money now.
Should be nice to her. It's the trauma.
Well,
She had to manage your impulse buying
yeah, okay.
and impulse stealing.
Okay, fair. Fine.
Like Cass has keep me from impulse buying things.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna go impulse buy something. And he vanishes. You don't even know where he was talking.
Good luck,
to.
Riza.
I'm not even trying. He has his own gems now. I'm just going to stay with you all.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
don't even...
You can manage Luke's impulse buying.
Yeah, my impulse buying.
It sounds really easy.
I could use the break.
It's really easy.
I...
So you're still doing good work.
Yeah.
You're that Luke no impulse buying.
Yes, sir!
He's like, I think I can manage that one.
Yeah. To be perfectly honest, I don't even know where I'd start. Like, I don't know what magic items can even do?
I'm sure there's a catalog for that.
Some sort of magic item compendium.
I need to remove my glasses for better pillow muffling of my pun streams.
I don't think it's a pun, I think it's just funny. Roll a
Same
credit. Oh, wait.
mood. It's same mood as puns, though.
Fuck.
Well, where?
No, it'd only be a pun if I called it magic item compendium.
Get out.
Why?
Made someone laugh and that someone was me.
It was funny, but like the puns, the reaction to puns, reaction I had. Anyway, what would you guys like to do? Where would you like to go? As the various shops of Tiris surround you.
Well, my instinct is to go find more scrolls of Sunbeam.
I mean, there are scroll shops.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
We're gonna lose her. You know what? You spec hard into UMD. I feel like you should pick up some scrolls,
wand.
like a wand or two.
Yeah.
So you can actually use that thing you spent so many ranks in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd have another magic person. If we had like a bunch, then you wouldn't feel bad about using one.
Well,
I feel like we will not, however, be picking up a second scroll of prismatic sphere.
No,
gonna be real,
probably
if
not.
that's your intent, I would suggest buying one or maybe one, two, or maybe three wands then. Because the thing is, scrolls are still expensive. Wands are expensive, but then they have 25 charges, at which point it feels less, it feels...
50 charges.
Oh, right. Tessie's one came half depleted. Which gives you more of the feel of, I have a lot of these, you know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
There are also wand stores.
Oh, God.
If somebody has
Rylan.
one more sex joke, I'm gonna snap.
I wasn't making a sex joke.
No, if Seven, the way
What?
he said it.
No!
Oh, I wasn't listening.
You said it in a very, like, suggestive way, and I didn't like it.
No, I did not.
I don't think you meant to. Either
Well,
way,
I was
continue,
going to carry on
Cassie.
with there are also staff stores. Or, anyway, continue, Cassie.
Staff stores. I can't use a rune staff, which
I don't
is
know if you
sad.
can use a staff.
You can't use the staff.
Do you have to be a caster
Yes,
for that?
because the thing is,
It has to be on your list,
Well-
right?
same is true with wands. The bigger, you might be able to use a staff, but you definitely couldn't recharge a staff.
Yeah, they've only got like they've got 10 charges they need to recharge.
The problem is that Pathfinder
No
staves, 3.5 staves are just kind of bad because they're wands but meteor and are completely consumable, and that's bad. And Pathfinder staves, both versions of the staves rely on the caster. Like, they use the caster's freaking
Yeah, they do their caster level and
stuff like that.
modifiers.
Although the staff does include ones on its own for if your modifiers are worse, so you might be able to use the staff, but you would not be able to recharge it. No.
You need
not
to make
without
Empress recharge
someone
it.
else. Yeah.
And at that point, it's Empress's staff.
I don't remember how many charges you can put back into a staff in a round. In a day.
You can put one back in a day.
One per
according to
staff or
Pathfinder.
one period?
You have to... per staff. You have to cast the highest level spell on that, like, that the staff has into it, and it regenerates one charge. I think that's annoying. But yeah.
Hmm.
tweak that.
Come back,
Come back.
I
7.
haven't moved since previous speech, but I might alter some of that, but not much.
No, absolutely.
The 1 per day is not changing. The highest level of the thing in the staff might.
Mhm.
Yes,
Either way, not useful
Not-
for Cassie.
in particular, no.
I have many things to consider on wands, so I feel like those might be best after the intermission.
Because you need to spend the intermission admiring wands.
Yes.
Fair.
But you can't get a wand of sunbeam, so at the very least, I don't have to consider that.
Yep, wands go up to 3rd level spells.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, I need a wand of fireball.
Theoretically, so potion, I mostly ignore that rule.
Valid.
I love the idea that potions, like,
Yeah.
get bigger the higher level spell there, so you just get these really chunky looking potions by the time you get up to high level spells. Like, by high level spells, you just have these really chunky potions, like, just enormous
Yes.
bottles. It's like, alright, 9th level spell, this one's a bucket.
Chug, chug, chug.
Takes 3 rounds to drink this one.
Yes, potions do get larger the higher level spell they are.
It's like the Skyrim potion of extreme healing or whatever. It's like literally a small wine bottle.
Yeah!
Skyrim potions are so big. There's no way you're drinking those in like any reasonable amount of time.
I mean,
Pause, game drinks
the
14
thing
potions.
is, especially the extreme potions, 80% of it is neck, which is quite thin. Gonna be real?
Oh yeah, no, that's fair, but like
So they aren't as...
there's still like at least half a gallon of fluid in there.
I'm looking at the...
Quarter gallon at minimum.
Well, the thing is, if you look at the base of the ultimate healing...
I take back my joke, Your
Oh.
Honor.
it's
Continue.
not... Well, okay, actually it is. It's about it's about twice or maybe 3 times as much as the other potions, which is still a lot, but not nearly that much, because most of it is
Mhm.
neck, which is probably empty.
But even like the basic potions
chunky.
are surprisingly chunky.
Yeah, anyway, continuing. With...
I have Lucassi's
Oh.
shopping list.
Ooh, go for it.
She would like 1 magic item and then some books.
Well, you can buy books.
And I am gonna have to take this out the party fund.
That's fine.
Because we don't give her money. I have found a cool foot item.
Ooh.
They're called boots of sidestepping. Let you do an additional 5-foot step 3 times a day,
Oh, nice.
which is really useful for an archer. So I can 5-foot step, and then I can use that to 5-foot step again. Like it's a swift action for an extra 5-foot step with no limitations. Like if you already moved, you already 5-foot stepped, whatever, you can do it. It's fine.
Nice.
So I can get the hell out of people's big reach and get shooting.
That's very good.
She either doesn't provoke attacks or can do something to prevent provoking attacks with her bow, but she still doesn't like being in melee with things. And if something gets up into melee and then she 10-foot steps out, they can't 5-foot step forward to hit her. You feel? Like the full attack, they're gonna have to actually walk if they're medium.
Mm-hmm.
Which is extremely useful because that gives pretty much everyone else a whole round to, hey, please get this person off the archer, thank you.
Mm-hmm. You
And it's also just a
can
good item.
find a boots of sidestepping.
Woohoo! That is 6,000 gold.
Fair enough.
And that's Lucasi's item.
Oh, I forgot to write down the boots of the acrobat on Jay.
You should do that.
I think it's 10, 15, 20, was it?
Yes.
Mm.
Oh, wow. This actually just points something out to me. It's actually very smart. You can 5-foot step. This specifically says you can 5-foot step away from an adjacent monster, then spend a move action to move another 20 feet away. At which point you can take your standard action. That's very useful. She can get the fuck out of there. She effectively had some a disengage button without eating her standard. That's very nice, actually. I feel like that was a good purchase.
Yes.
Good archer purchase.
Alright, Jay. You have got to be kidding me! You were supposed to fail that one! Jay, goddamn potato!
Jay! Jay, goddamn potato!
Okay, well, I'm looking up this and possible alternatives for a bit while you guys also mention things, because he's got. Oh, he was looking for an item, and I guess he found it.
I'm so worried.
Okay, so, what else would you guys like to...
I only found Lucasi's item, because I
have good news. He can't do the Ring of Inability. $20,000. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if you guys go into a shop of a specific type, I might be able to recommend something, but... I've been yoinked for a bit, but I'm attempting to come back. Okay, I'm back. There's nothing in particular that I can... what were you saying? You were magic items that you were missing or something? Welcome to Tiris. I can't really... Give me you need to narrow it down before I can give you any suggestions. That's why the thing is here things are organized into a shop not based on magic items but based on type. So if you're like, I want to try and head for like some sort of governing shop, I could try and find something close enough to that, and the equivalent of like courtly appliances. And I might be able to recommend things in that realm for you, but alright, go ahead and make a search check to try and find a courtly appliances store. I have good news. You're in Tiris, which definitely helps because there are actual words on the buildings, as there's not an easy way to demonstrate courtly appliances on a picture. You can eventually find a shop of that description, however. It seems to be for... it's built more for perhaps business owners or some of the nobles. But it has various items. But it has various items of degrees for things like that. You'll notice a set of furniture, not unlike the one that Cormasa gave you, on display. You also see some of the dwarven identifying glasses. Some of the others, which seems to have one which is a magnifying glass very similar to the dwarven ones, but it's with no peerage instead. For tracing back someone's noble family, which is important in Tiris, where some of the bloodlines have magical power. Yes. In Tiris, it's not like nobles are better at magic, but some of them have more strong connections with one type or another. Yeah. Well, Siennas are just better. In Tiris, some nobles are... yes. There's a glass of no peerage. There appear to be several of the copying quills, and one of which appears to be just a passive scribe. There is a box of quills with various descriptions. Some are the copying quills. Others appear to be court scribes that will just keep a running log of everything that's said. Sold here also is contract paper. Is contract paper, as well as a few items that seem to be for that are the best way that I can describe them is emanations, for various purposes. One, for example, sends out telepathic noise, which blocks telepathic communication. Another, most of them are more detections. Some of them just sort of will just passively detect anyone who's not has a derivative of true seeing, which won't tell you what things are, but will tell you if someone is not how they appear. One detects lies. One detects lies. Some detect alignment. You might recognize these from the some of these you might recognize from the Stronghold book. If you had, some of those items would be here. I don't remember most of them off the top of my head. But doing things like detecting people who are shape-changed, or detecting lies, or blocking telepathic communication, or more cheaply and less rudely, detecting telepathic communication. There are also... Do you want me to stop here to consider the items that I've already offered, or would you like me to continue? Alright, there are some other items... one which you recognize from Duke Errol, or at least you've recognized the description, which allows you to boost your voice, and not quite bend, but the item is described as the Amulet of the Emperor, which has the ability of the voice of the Emperor, which is how sort of the Duke just sort of stood up and told all of the panicking nobles to leave through the front door, and they left without trampling each other. Like, I don't think he tried to say it does. It won't let you do too much. Like, if you'll notice, he didn't say leave calmly because that wouldn't work. But just get out worked. It allows you to carry with an authoritative voice. It gives you a bonus on command checks, but not in battle. Like, and also just makes your voice preternaturally loud. Another is a crown that has several gems on it, each of which can be removed and handed to someone else to form a telepathic bond. There are two versions. One is a crown and one is a circlet, because the circlet is less ostentatious here in Tiris. There's one that detects invisibility as well as a cloth that you place over your eyes that allows you to see invisible creatures. There is a goblet which tests for poison. As well as a few other items that appear to be designed against assassination. And many other marvels if you continue to... Actually, no. It's 3,000 gold. Yeah. It's a thaumaturgy and a toned down charm person effect. Suggestion effect. All it does is it makes your voice loud and makes you be able to give commands. Pretty basic ones. TLDR, will save DC to resist is 0. Suggestion, will save 0. So if the person wants direction, they get direction. If they don't want to listen to you, they don't. Three. The voice amplification works as much as you want, but the suggestion effect is 3 times per die. Pretty much. Oh yeah! Didn't you pick up like 40 signet rings in Vashina? Aren't most of them like blank? Ah, so you're going back to Professor Ambassador, I see. Indeed. Does, yes. Does Cassie have an amulet yet? You can go to a belt store. An additional 1,500 gold. Yes, it is 50%. You can combine items with by the shop owner will actually. Oh, that's not that difficult. Although I um actually in this particular case, I'm not sure I could help you. But if you have any other item you'd like me to combine it with, it's half the running price is half the cost of the item that you wish to place into the other, which I'm assuming that a smart woman as yourself would guess is probably the cheaper one. Although some people prefer the aesthetics of a less expensive item. He's not sure if he can rest with the amulet from a god, so you might need to put it somewhere else. No, I think I'm gonna have to turn it into a brooch or something for you, because I don't know where to start with that. Just Vaporwave starts playing. Vaporwave is Daryl. Darude Sandstorm starts playing. All-Star. 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 Darude, All-Star. Darude, All-Star Karaoke mashup. Right? Okay, well, we have another clip. um, I mean, yeah, he can just make it. He can just convert. For the same price, he can convert it to a different piece of jewelry that occupies a non-standard slot, like a brooch, or a hair, or like a hair. You know those hair ornament things that like sit in the hair but aren't like combs or yeah, those. Tan, do you have any idea? Hair jewelry thingy that you stick on head in hair. It's like not a comb, but it's not a clip. But yeah. Anyway, um, for the same price, he can go ahead and sort of remove the chain, modify it a bit, and make it into a brooch for you. Yes. Hooray! Would you also like the courtly scribe quill? The courtly scribe quill is 3,000 as well. Hey! You interested in the chairs, or the peerage glass, or you already have a dwarven magnifying glass, or any of the, probably not any of the sensors for rooms? Alrighty. One moment. Right, because y'all had... Do you add dex to damage now? Okay. No, for the gun. Right. Huh. That's valid. G. I continue... Oh, that's reasonable. Well, I can generate tons of magic items for you if you'd like, but they're generally non-combat purposes. Is he feeling threatened? Well, if you go to the belt store, there are several various belts. Would you like me to demonstrate to you all of the possible belts? Or do you have your mind set? Well, let us see here. What belts do they have on offer? Well, you can arrive in the belt store, which seems somewhat specific until you see the massive variety of possible belts here, as almost all of them are magic. There is a portion of the store which is non-magical belts that just look very good and have various different types of belts, but the greatest variety is within the magic items. You recognize a belt of growth from NG. You can see another belt that just has a bajillion pockets on it, but otherwise doesn't seem to have much. There's a large, wide leather belt with a single red gem in the front, as well as a belt that looks more like a headband that grew big. Um, this one, you'll notice actually, this belt actually has what appears to be some sort of clasp. It has almost like an amulet-like clasp in the center, with replaceable holy symbols, and in a box below it is a bunch of different holy symbols, talismans included. That is the belt of priestly might. If you pick the wrong one, it smites you. Just kidding. It gives you negative levels. But if you are a follower of the god in question, um, It grants you a +1 enhancement bonus to your natural armor and a +2 enhancement bonus to your strength. 6,000. Yes. There's a interesting belt that has a silver buckle with numerous tiny magical runes that you don't know exactly what it does. It seems to be about spell thieving? There's a belt of ultimate athleticism, which you recognize because Balthazar had one very similar. There is also a belt which is oddly plain but set very well. It is a leather belt that has a platinum buckle set with 3 small black pearls, but from its display, it seems quite valuable. It's one of the most understated of the items, but it is displayed above the others. This, and 10, you should probably recognize this, is a belt of battle. This is the belt that Malum used. Only 14,000 gold. The Belt of Battle grants you +2 competence bonus on initiative checks. In addition, it has 3 charges, which are renewed at dawn. Spending 1 charge grants you an extra action, which must be taken immediately. 1 charge grants you a move action, 2 charges grants you a standard action, and 3 charges grants you a full round action. Mm-hmm. If you used it to gun full attack, I might. It was. Mhm. I remember if I did the math. I did the math at one point, and I think you could cast like 20 spells in a turn somehow. No. When I started stacking a couple other things, it ended up getting up to 20 because uh, Pathfinder Psionics let you attach smaller spells to bigger spells and at the cost of it costing money, costing resources. So each spell is 1 spell and a spell level is lower. 5 spell levels lower. And there were also quickens and yeah. Yes. It's only 15,000 gold. You'd be tempted by it at 16,000. I wouldn't mind a full attack. I would dislike a gun full attack because it's stacking 2 overpowered effects. TLDR, 4 guns, 2... I'm glad I have that aura. TLDR, for guns to be satisfying the way that you guys wanted them to, especially with a combination of they needed to feel significantly different and B, Pathfinder's promises that I couldn't take away without it feeling bad, regardless of the power level of... Separate from power level, what you were promised by Pathfinder. Meant that in order for guns to feel good, which was very important for this campaign, which is about guns, they've become incredibly overpowered. I just... They weren't, only because you... Yes. Which is so much worse. Actually, no, you run out of... The thing is, with guns, I have made it a point that you will still run out of ammo. I haven't helped you reload very much. My concern was gunful attack, gunful attack. And this is why I've made it so that you do run out of bullets. Yeah, my issue is gunful attack, gunful attack. Alpha strike it, but the battle in... do it on the first turn. Alpha damage is burst at the start of combat to overwhelm your opponent. No! It's liable to make the enemy retreat. Useful. Use... Mm-hmm. Gunful attack, gunful attack. Well, alright. Silas just drop an AoE. I've got these things sitting here, and they don't... You take my turn to blast them into oblivion. Walk over to me, and we're teleporting out on my turn. Walk over to me, and we're teleporting out on my third turn. I mean, what? Mm-hmm. Oh, honestly, that's what the build of battle is better for. When you're backed into a corner and need to be able to do, like in chess, where, for example, there is a piece that is about to kill you, and you can't take it without it being taken. So you need the ability to go exactly twice to take it and the piece defending it, and then suddenly you're about to win the game. You know? That's what the Belt of Battle is honestly better for, than... Yes. It's much better for being able to cram more different actions into the same turn. That is why it's cool. That is what makes it cool. Malum used it, to be broken, because that's the kind of guy he was. Yeah. It is currently 15,000 gold. You know what? No, I'm going to go ahead. The thing is, the reason why it changes is that this is an item that is big enough that it's haggleable. I know that both of you hate haggling. Tan wasn't. Taz wasn't. That is true. Appraise is a bart. It is barter now. So if you want, you can do an appraise roll in place of RPing haggling. It won't go as well as RPing, but it will go better than doing nothing at all. Do you have ranks? 23. All right. So I'm going to say +6. Ah! Well, that's significantly higher. You can go ahead and get it for 14. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes, we have two options. One, I can roll in the Divine Scroll table and fill all of them out, or I can average them to level 3, multiply by 14, and give you that much money in other scrolls when you go to a scroll store. Which would you prefer? Okay. Is it DMG? If I remember correctly, it varies based on it. If I remember correct, I don't think it's consumable. Is it? What, yeet that at someone and then cast Scorching Ray at it? Um, well, yes, but also no. It has to fail a save against a magical fire effect, and it has a bonus of +7, so... Scorching Ray probably wouldn't detonate it. But a Fireball might. I might argue that it is inactive when not worn, like many other magic items. Depending on the size. I might let you detonate a necklace of fireballs 1 or 2, but any higher than that and it will probably inactivate when not worn. I mean, a type... I'd let you detonate a type 2 is still... what? 18d6? A type 3 is 10, 17, 29 d6? So, you know. Alright. Mm-hmm. Hmm. I tempted you. Sure. Uh, Caspian? Alright. Which one? Um. Okay, describe to me what it does, and I'm going to compare it against the Metamagic Rods in 3.5 to double check its pricing. I know what bouncing does. If the target fails its save, you can target someone else with it, right? Okay. Uh, lesser? What does that mean? The Metamagic Rods are probably in tools. Rods. Do you happen to know their pages? Hmm? Either. Oh, there are two sets. Interesting. Reach, sculpting, substitution, chaining. Okay, so I need... Chaining? Chained spell feat? Nani? Uh, what's the... I don't... That's a bad sign. There's a reach metamagic feat, which I think I know what it does, and I was hoping 3.5 did not have it. Okay, never mind. That's much better. What is it? There's a metamagic feat that lets you extend touch spells to close range. Yeah. Um... Incorrect. The metamagic rods are where in the DMG? I don't... Yeah, the lesser thing is a Pathfinder thing, I'm pretty sure. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. Right, it lists it... Right, they're listed separately. And how much is bouncing? Bouncing's +1? How much does Pathfinder think that this should be? I do not think that is true, no. Um, the thing is, the problem with bouncing is that it is a much better effect when it's for free. Uh, do they let you do it infinitely, or is it a number of times per day? Yeah, but the thing is, if for most of our purposes, the spells that are save dependent, you are not going to be casting more than 3 of them. Yeah. Yeah. Although, by the same token, are you going? You will probably have more than 3 rounds in a combat. Um. Uh, it's okay for. It'll go for 4,500 gold. Mm-hmm. Because she has a bag of holding. I can tell you, so don't. So wait for me to figure out how long it's been. It's been an hour and a half, so we have another half hour. At which point shopping might be done, or at least we might have a better. We might have a better stopping point. Um. Yes, you can go ahead and have a bouncing metamagic rod for 4,500. Mm-hmm. Bards, man. Well, also, if Caspian wants one of those copying quills, those are 3,000 gold. I mean, Emrys could get it, could help, or maybe get it for him. Let me. Hazzy's works. It's 1,500 each. Yeah. Indeed. Emrys does not have very much money. I remember. it's money from his backstory because noble, and also he was like around for a while. And Emrys has something similar in that it's money that they have because these are both people who with families who are rich and backgrounds who are rich, and they have reason to have money, but isn't really spending money. It's more like an emergency fund. He really has it, but it's an emergency fund. He has significantly more money than Emrys, I think, because she hasn't gotten as many splits or doesn't take NPC reasons, I think. Um, in that case, does Cassie want to go scrolls? Uh, yes. Do you want to speak with Professor Ambassador when you sell him your rings, or do we want to just handle that? You sure you don't want him? Well, you can go to his door and he will very slowly arrive at the door and be like, "Do you have more things for me? Vasina? You've gone to Vasina since you last met me." Well, either way, come in, come in. Um, you can. How many of these rings do you have, and of. Can you go ahead and give me all of the details that you have on these signet rings? I see. Well, you've managed to find a important historian guy, including an Illumian ring. All right. Well, I have good news. The total value is 100 GP each. So, how many instances of a 90 gold do you have here? Two. Um, go ahead. Go ahead. Um, I do not know. The holy symbols. The Elisha one goes for double. Yes. Yes. Hey. Not as much as that came as I expected that to come out to either. Hmm. See, 2080 gold? Okay, that makes more sense. 80 was a weird number to have gotten to. Remember that D%? That was a ways back that Jay rolled a really high number on. And it should still be in the log. No, sorry. The nat 20 on knowing things the dumb way. Yeah, he's looking for an item. He's managed to find another ring of chameleon. I don't know. He and I don't know if he wants to buy it because that's a lot of money. He's looking to see if there's a cheaper item to achieve what he wants, which is better sneaky. Holy crap, is that cheap for what that does? The goggles of the Golden Sun, immune to binding, dazzling, and 3 per day fireball. For 4,000 gold. Which, what? How many dice is that fireball? Because your own caster level or the goggles, which is 8th. 4,000, which is less than an eternal wand of 3rd level. The good news is that it's a set item, which means it's difficult to acquire. But which means it's not for sale. But excuse me? I gave sort of a huge discount on those goggles, on the sunglasses, because goggles of day operate without penalty in preternaturally bright light, which is a cheaper equivalent happens exists for Drow to negate that is 4,500. But that is totally within. It totally tracks for a Drow to be like, other guy Drow, A. Welcome back. Oh no! Yes, yes, you can. No, you left, then you came back to sell the items. They could be smarter than you, but not that much smarter than you. Gosh. Yeah, the thing is, y'all, I do give out money in my campaigns. It's just very rarely in raw cash. I don't give out much money. That's why most of the items are specific that I give out and often trade goods. The thing is, there's just not that much raw cash lying around in my world. You know? Your world is more convenient. You saw what I had to do, and then you were just like, nah, fam. Oh boy. Oh boy. You've brought me another one of these. Ay ay ay. No, I can. It's just that the market for this isn't endless, you know. Stop having so many weddings, or the demand will dry up. +5, and it's flaming, +1, and it's +1 weapon, +7 weapon. Yes, Balor swords are +7. Why do you think they self-detonate to delete their gear? And no one ever lets them. And Pathfinder got so sick of people stealing Balor's swords that they just made it an ability of the Balor instead of the sword. It's a horrible decision on Pathfinder's part, but it is wonderful. Um, you know? But it is a wonderfully hilarious thing, and just how the DMs are like, no, 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 stop, stop. Okay, it's yeah, it's the problem is that specifically, mostly because it's not in the magic item compendium, where most of the other similar rules are, um. Weapon costs for tiers is annoying to find because it's somewhere in the DMG, which is not sorted nearly as well as the Magic Item Compendium, and also away from most of the other cost rules. Ah! Okay. You will not... Oh boy. Yes, you should be scared. Well, I'm going to have to go a little bit further for this one, but it's 37,000 gold. Remember that you also have those scrolls from Vashino that are going to turn into scroll gold. Unless you want me to ID them for you. Yeah. Emrys would like some of the money. Emrys has none of the money. Emrys has 1,000. Emrys has 1,000 gold and like spending funds, not counting her backup funds like Caspian's. 37,000 gold. Do you have anything else? Oh, that works. Mm-hmm. They do get paid. I mean, not like that. Like, even if they count as 1.5 persons, that's like if you split it, as a split, that's still not a lot because that's a base. Guys, when you round up, that's 40,000 gold. That could be 10k to each of the 4 primary characters. Horrid. Yes. But 10,000 to Emrys. That fixes problems. That makes things a lot. Yes. Emrys actually. Mm-hmm. Well, she wanted to go buy some rune staves for the 2 of them. That's why she wanted money. Yes. Yes. Oh, what is the Yurthak horn? Did I write down stuff in here? I did. Did you get to keep... Right, you're keeping the portable hole because the Colossus Palorum is still in there. Oh, you also bought one. Hmm. Yes. Anything else that you'd like to sell? Oh, those do sell. Do any of them have listed values for you? The purple worm stinger is 4,000 gold. It's from a purple worm. That's the equivalent of like a +1 lance or so. Well, it needs to be magicked, but it's pretty close. Honestly, it's better than if you gotten a +1 lance because it's raw materials, which means you don't get a discount for like secondhand or whatever. Hmm. Do you remember why you took those? Do you remember any context around taking them? That's what I thought. Alright. Together, the 2 sets will give you 3,000 gold. Mm-hmm. I think they were outside their price range. Because you were thinking about giving them the beholder crown, right? Hmm. You have a price for them, right? You don't? Yeah, that's what I thought. So about 40% of a beholder crown. Oh! That's 8,000 gold! Sure, why not? Send that message in Saw so I don't forget. Would you like to liquidate them? Or having money that's liquidatable in your pocket that you haven't liquidated so you forget about it is a good... Tan, what are your thoughts? Do you want to liquidate the gems? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Generally, white diamonds are used in resurrection, but the blue star diamond would also function. Indeed. They might resurrect with blue-tinged skin. If used on Caspian, it will do nothing. It will change him, and he will not seem any different because they already like the water. Probably not. Mm-hmm. Is there any more description on the golden circlet? You maybe wanted to enchant it into something? Mm-hmm. That way, if memory shows up and decides to B-slap you, you'll still have it. That's a lot of money! Want to hear the worst part? Only half of that was from the Gyarados sword. Hmm? Are you sure? I can sell them for you. I can get them sold. Hmm? Mm. We're gonna say 20 per Hellhound, accounting for some breakage. $120. Oh damn! Would you like something? Would you like to hear something horrible? Hellhound teeth are useful, very useful, in fact, in fire magic, particularly consumable fire magic. Hellhound teeth go for 30 a pop. Yes, Warhound teeth go for 70 each. Mm-hmm. Some of these things are being sold to Deacon, some of these things are being sold to Tiris. Oh, Hellhound teeth fetch you a much better price than Tiris. Um, sort of. Actually, no. That is useful for a very particular dueling item, which is consumable acid arrows. Um, so those will actually go for a pretty decent price here in Terrace. It's 50 each. If you liquidated some of your gems, maybe. Don't sell that here. Welcome to Terrace. Um, those aren't particularly useful. The teeth are far more effective in fire magic. So, But they're neat, so they'll go ahead and go for 10 each. Mmm. Um. I love. It's just hilarious. To be honest, Emrys will actually recommend that you sell that to one of the noble families. No, actually, they do things like making magic items in bulk. And her family isn't quite a ranching family, but they're known for raising griffins. There's a similar related family that might know what to do with this. No one in Tiris ranches hellhounds, but they're by far the closest. Mm-hmm. Um, Depends on if you want to handle it yourself. It is up to you if you want that to be an encounter. Fair and reasonable. You can go ahead and tell me how much you have, and I can tell you how much it will go for. Emrys can handle it. Oh, that's far less than I expected. Because I remember that the guild got a lot of it. In that case, you can just make do with an alchemist. Together... have it. Dock the price. You said 8 and 5? Times 8, 240. Wait, 12 hellhound? Okay. 50 times 8 is... 2,000 gold. No, it's what powers the fire breath. I think so? Yeah, no. No, I think I'm talking about the jugular region. Which would be the trachea or esophagus. Back of the back of the mouth, top of the throat area. These are warhounds. They'll go for 1,000 each. Useful for stabs of fire. The reason why they're so expensive is parts from creatures, as opposed to just raw minerals and materials, reduce the the XP cost on making items. Which is why people care about them a lot. Depends on the magic item. If you want it fit for another animal, that's not too hard, and it's made of chain already. Toss 1,000 at that, and yes. Wait, no. What's the plus modification? Yeah, that's 1,000. No, 750. Mm-hmm. Sorry about the bookkeeping, Tan, but you can watch your money climb. Before or after giving 10,000 to Emrys? Why didn't you... Why did you take... Why didn't you take that 10,000 back and now you're at 85,000? And see if you can find 15,000 somewhere else just to have it hit 100,000 gold. Any spare year there? Go ahead. For the same reason. Well... Endlessly as gifts. Woo! Yeah! Why don't we go shopping and then split the money amongst everyone? Or, yeah, whatever works. Indeed. Well. Yeah. That's sweet. Okay, how much of that... So, how much of the 85,000 is going to Caspian and Emrys's fund? Okay. And then the rest of that can be party money. Neato. Do we want to break the recordings here? All right. It's been 2 hours and 12 minutes, so that's about the amount of time. Do we want to take a break and then go back to either buying items or with the interlude with Caspian and Emrys, or we'll decide then. Uh-huh. That is very true. Mm-hmm. Break the recording.